Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Grow Leadership and Wellbeing podcast, where we talk all things gratitude, resilience, openness, and well-being. And whether you're listening for the first time, or at school, on a walk, on the bus, or just winding down at home, I am so grateful that you are here. And today's topic is one that every single person on earth wrestles with at some point. Kids, teenagers, adults, and even those people who seem like they've got everything sorted. And today we're going to be talking about identity. So it's the questions about who am I? Why do I feel different sometimes? Why do I change? Why can't I figure myself out yet? And the big one, who am I becoming? This episode is for anyone who feels lost, confused, different, unsure about themselves, or pressured to fit into a conversation of themselves that doesn't feel right. Also, it could be for those who are at crossroads, not knowing what direction to go to. So, if that's you, you're not alone. You're actually normal. You are becoming, so let's get into it. So, let's talk about identity and what it actually really means. Identity sounds like this huge, complicated word adults use, but it's actually quite simple. Your identity is the story you tell yourself about who you are. It's all about you being you. So it's made up of things such as your personality, it's your values, it's your behaviors, it's your choices, it's your dreams, it's your quirks, and the things that matter most to you. The best thing is identity isn't your grades. Identity is not your mistakes. It's definitely not your popularity. It's not your follower account or how many people, how many friends that you have. It's not even what people say about you. Identity is who you are on the inside and the direction your life is pointing. And you know what the best part is? Identity is not fixed. It's not locked in. It's not a tattoo. And it's always changing. And the best part is you get a say in how it actually changes. Now, you are allowed to grow. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to reinvent yourself, and you're allowed to step away from old versions of you that no longer fit. That's the best thing about identity, because you are the one that's in control. I guess the main question is why is identity so confusing? And maybe more so in that teen era. So between the ages of 10 and 18, this part of your life is basically called an identity boot camp. Every year, your world seems to change. Anywhere from new friendships, hobbies, routines, feelings, teachers, challenges, and possibly new expectations. Now, this obviously can also come from family. And suddenly, the person who you were last year doesn't feel or seem like the person you were all of this year. So at times throughout this space, you might feel unsure, you might feel lost, you'll probably feel different, you'll definitely feel pressured, you'll feel in between, or like you are wearing a mask, because that's what we do. We mask things when things become a little more complicated. And that's because your identity is forming. It's like wet cement. It's shaping, it's shifting, and it's solidifying gradually. So if you are confused, if you are frustrated, if you are overwhelmed or wondering why you're changing, well, the best part is that's exactly what's supposed to be happening. This is the stage of life. It's not about having your identity sorted. It's about exploring who you are becoming. Like I said, especially in that 10 to 18 year bracket. Now, as we get older, our identity can change, or probably will change, because A, we might not like the person that we've turned into. B, we've turned into this person that has been pressured into the identity that we have formed. Or alternatively, maybe we're just looking for a change. Maybe we're looking for something a little bit different and something a little bit more challenging. I guess that probably leads to my story about ADHD. And I wanted to share, once again, the story with you that truly changed my identity completely. It wasn't dramatic on the outside, but to be fair, it shocked me on the inside. When I was diagnosed with ADHD back in April of last year, it it just shocked me. I don't think I was ready for it. Now, I want to be clear. ADHD isn't new. It doesn't suddenly appear. And even when I reflect now, it's actually been there my whole life. And maybe from myself or from my family or whatever it is, probably we just never had a name for it, or there was no understanding of maybe the direction or even my identity and who I was becoming. I remember when I got the diagnosis, I remember just sitting in my car afterwards, and I just sat there, quiet, and I was just thinking and processing. I wasn't upset. I wasn't angry. I was maybe just a little bit confused because that was my identity changing. But the best part is maybe, and probably to be fair, as I have grown with it as time has progressed, I think a part of me feels relieved. Like, so that's why I think the way I do. Or that's why I struggle to switch off or can't sleep, or I'll start 14 million jobs but actually never finish one. But the other part of me wondered, what does this mean for who I am? Does this change me? Does this make me any less? I'd always been that person who bottled things up, like a vault, locked tight, hard to read, and to be fair, hard to get inside. And even my closest of friends would agree. I never spoke about how I felt because I just didn't know how to. I didn't want other people to worry. I just preferred worrying about other people. I didn't want to look weak, as I always thought my problems were small compared to others. And like most of us, we just don't want to be judged. So hearing the words ADHD was like hearing someone read out a part of me I'd never spoken aloud. And to be fair, for a while, I kept it to myself. This gave me an opportunity just to be able to process it, learn a little bit more about it, watch videos, read articles, and slowly, piece by piece, my identity started to make a lot more sense. It explained why I always had these big ideas. It explained why I could hyperfocus. I noticed things that others didn't. Now, not necessarily in the drawing factor, but I'm very creative. Can't draw people, can't draw animals, but my mind is creative. I've got these ideas. Organisation is something I've always struggled with, just because I want to start so many things at once. The thing with me is, emotionally, I could just switch off. So I could have this long argument with someone to the point where it's getting quite loud, let's say. And I'll just go, nah, that's it, we're done. And I pushed hard, even when I was exhausted, basically to the point of breaking point. And I always used to tell people, I go, yeah, you know what? I never really used to get sick. However, when I got sick, I'd be out for 3 weeks. It would hit me hard. And you know what? That explains it. Now, it doesn't excuse everything, but it helps me understand and it starts to explain things for me. And that explanation gave me freedom. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was fighting myself. I didn't feel broken. I didn't feel wrong. And to be fair, I felt understood by myself. When we have things like ADHD, it doesn't change who we are, and it definitely didn't change who I was. It just helped me understand who I've always been. And that's the moment my identity shifted. Not because I became someone new, but because I finally saw myself so much more clearer. And I want you to hear this. Sometimes identity isn't about becoming someone different. Sometimes it's about understanding the real you and giving yourself permission to be able to grow. Now, I've got some real stories that have come through, and I'm going to talk about a couple. So I've seen so many stories whose identities were forming right in front of me. Like a kid I used to teach who thought they were just bad at school until they managed to discover music, and suddenly they found their place. I remember the girl who spent years trying to fit into a friendship group. But to be fair, it wasn't right for her until she found friends who liked her for who she was and basically were on the same page. Or there's that quiet student who told me they never spoke up because they thought no one cared, until one day they shared something small with me and realised people actually listened. Now, identity grows in those moments, in the things you learn about yourself, in the choices you make, and in the people you surround yourself with. You are shaping your identity every single day. You know what? Even the big dogs, the celebrities, they have their identity shifts as well. Now, The Rock, he got arrested at 16. He could have accepted this as who he was. But you know what? He didn't. He said, "This is who I was. Now I'm choosing who I'm becoming." Remember, identity, we actually get to choose the path. Billie Eilish changed her style, identity, and voice publicly. And she said she is still figuring it out. Emma Chamberlain talked openly about trying to be someone she wasn't online, and finally decided to choose authenticity. Identity is not a one-time decision. It is a lifelong process. And I want to talk about that, and especially about the social media aspect of things. Now, for some of you, the social media ban is going to affect you. I think it's the 10th of December that this will actually come into play. And you know what? I think it's a good thing, because then you're actually not trying to be someone else who is online, like an influencer or whoever it might be. So hopefully you'll have those removed from you, because then you actually get to make your own identity, and then you get to choose the path that it takes. So how can we use our grow pillars to break down identity? With gratitude, think about the people who make you feel just like yourself. The people who encourage the best version of you. Identity grows in environments where you feel safe, supported, and valued. Find those people. Resilience. Your challenges shape you more than your easy days. Every time you choose to get back up, you strengthen who you are becoming. I've recently come across a motivational podcast, and it says this: if you take the easy path or the easy days, then I hope you enjoy your dessert, because it's going to be bitter. But if you take the hard path and you get knocked down, but get back up and try again, then your dessert is going to be even sweeter. And that is so true. The harder you work, the more happy you will feel once you achieve that goal. Whereas if you're not challenged, you're like, oh, well, I'm here. Now what do I do? Openness. Now, this is huge for our identity. Being honest about who you really are. Letting people see more of the real you. And you have to learn to let someone in. Now, openness has helped me understand my ADHD. And it will help you understand yourself too. You just need to find your story. Your well-being. Identity and well-being, they go hand in hand. The person you're becoming should be good for your mind, your heart, and your future. Ask yourself, is the person I'm becoming good for me Or am I trying to be too much like someone else? Now, to cap off, I want you to have a little bit of time to reflect and take a moment. And you know what? You do not need to rush this. I want you to ask yourself the following. Or if you want, write them down and maybe you can answer them later. The first question is, who are you right now? The next one, who are you becoming? What choices help you grow into that particular person? What choices pull me away from who I want to be? Who makes me feel like the best version of myself? And what is one small action I can take this week to grow my identity? Now, these questions are not homework. They're not a test. They actually give you guidance on how you can shape the story of who you are. I remember getting a message earlier in the week, and it really just solidified everything that I do. And it was from a mum who shared what her daughter had written about the people that she admired. And this person's currently in year 9, about to finish year 9, heading into year 10. And it said in year 6, she admired her teacher, which was me, Mr. Gould, because it's helped her develop into the person that she is today. Words can't express how grateful I was for that message that came through. And it is literally, hopefully, a part of my identity of who I am becoming. Looking out, doing the right thing and looking out and teaching our next generation, not just the academics, but the social concepts in life as well. So thank you so much for that message. It really filled my bucket. Now, the journey of becoming is the way that we're going to finish off. Just remember, it is a journey. It's not a destination. You do not need to have all the answers today. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to keep becoming you. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep understanding yourself. You need to keep choosing the person you want to be. Don't worry, you're not behind, you're not lost, and you're definitely not failing. Like I said, you are becoming. Every mistake we make, every challenge that comes to us, every moment of growth, every honest conversation, and every small step forward actually shapes your identity. And I want you to be proud of the person that you are becoming. Once again, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this grow journey today. If this episode has helped you, or if it's someone that you think someone else can have a listen to, make sure you share it with a mate, a class, a teacher, or someone who might need it. And remember, identity isn't about having everything sorted. It's about becoming the version of you that you will one day look back on and say, I grew into something strong, someone kind, someone real, and someone I'm proud of. Until next time, keep growing, keep becoming, and never stop being you. See ya.